Okay, we'll take a sip. Hey everyone, welcome to Tale Inferno and welcome back to episode 5 of our Dragon Age Origins playthrough. Now, we've got an actual team of people who are not going anywhere now. We're actually building up our companions. So in the last episode, we finally finished all the intro stuff to the Grey Wardens. So Ostika's done. All the Grey Wardens are dead. We said goodbye, unfortunately, to our boys, Duncan and King Kaelin. We are currently still at Flemeth's house with Morrigan and Alistair in our parties. And as we know, they ain't going anywhere. Because why do I know? Well, as you would know, and apologies for repeating this for all the people that are up to this point and have heard it over and over again. I'll try and keep it short this time. This is not my first playthrough. So there are going to be spoilers about the other games. We are going through Dragon Age Origins to the Veilguard and just absolutely consuming the story and the lore and doing this story analysis playthrough. It's been a lot of fun so far, and there have been little codex entries and bits of information that I completely forgot about, and it's been great to just analyze it and see how things are interweaving with one another. And it's going to take some time, but I'm really excited for when we do get to the Veilguard, because it's just going to be so cool to see it all come together. So anyway, with that all being said, we are probably about to get the pup. We're going to get our Mabari, and I'm excited to be able to show you guys what I have decided the name of my Mabari is going to be. As I hinted to at the end of the last episode, the name of it, I should say, is going to really solidify the fact that Amara, my dalish elf, is Solas's worst nightmare, which is the main thing about my character is that she's gotta be his worst nightmare. So without further ado, let's kick off. So we've got, as I said, Alistair and Morrigan. I think I already tried to talk to them before at the end of the last episode, so I'll leave it at that. We'll just actually get straight into this, shall we? Because I don't think there's much else I can pick up around here. Because eventually, obviously, we're going to have to do some fights with the dragon. I don't want to go, and I can't go into Flemeth's house. Can I say anything more to you?
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
Could you answer some questions? Are these new ones?
Questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action.
Oh. Okay, I don't know if I've ever spoken to Flemeth before leaving before, so this might be new stuff for me. Can I ask about your magic?
What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is sufficient that I have passed on my knowledge to Morrigan, and I pass her on to you.
Like a worn dress or an old pair of shoes.
Oh,
are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently.
Jeez Louise. That's interesting. Would it be different then? What would her response be if I was a mage, knowing that I have now found out that I've never spoken to Flemeth before leaving before, I guess? I can't recall doing it before. Because usually I just assume that all the questions that you ask her during the normal dialogue that you have with her are all the questions that you would ask. So I imagine if you're a mage, she might just say, everything I've passed on is to Morrigan, maybe? How long have you lived in the wilds?
Since before I was wrinkled and old. You may think it strange, but I was once young and beautiful, just as Morrigan is now. Yes, men desired Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
Wow. You don't seem happy about that. Are you sure they didn't just die from horror? That must have been a long time ago. While I like the negativity of this for my character, I don't actually think Amara would say that, because it seems a bit too joking. Like, I don't know if this is actually serious, if that makes sense. So I think she just would say, you don't seem happy about that.
I am not, nor was I then. It dictated all that followed. But enough. You have your task to complete.
She's really telling me to bugger off, isn't she? What will you do once we are gone?
Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. Ah, may your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear, she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
Goodness gracious me. What I like about that, though, and thinking about Dragon Age Inquisition, because as hopefully people on... Well, I mean, some people who are watching this who may have no intention of playing this game might not know. But, you know, at the very end of this, Morrigan and Alistair, or if you have a male warden as your character, can have their moment at the end of this game, and to basically stop the wardens from having to die, killing the archdemon. And with that, Morrigan gets pregnant with Kieran. And hearing, you know, Flemeth say just now, like, oh, you know, we'll see if your child, you know, treats you the same way or what have you. It's really sweet to know that Morrigan basically takes the approach to being a mother as to just not be Flemeth. And you just see this really beautiful relationship and growth in Morrigan as well. I think it's so beautiful at that point. And obviously when we get to that point, I'll fawn over it again. But just seeing that and knowing that, like, Kieran has trust in Morrigan, and there's just a really beautiful mother-son relationship between them is just, it's really nice. So hearing that and knowing what comes is just like, it's almost like a really cool moment of, the word's lost on me, which is great. But it's a good, like, comeuppance, I guess, for Morrigan at this point. That's not the term I wanted to use, and it's probably not the right term, but you get what I mean. I don't think Amara would ask for any advice, if I'm going to be honest. And I am I'm going to just ask the question, because I'm pretty sure I've never asked these questions before. So I just want to know out of curiosity what the answer is. I know that goes against the whole playing my character the way that I want, you know, to role play Amara as this character who hates humans. But out of curiosity, I'm going to ask the question. Do you have any advice?
About the Darkspawn?
I don't know. Actually, I was wondering about the wilds. I know it's not going to allude, like, if I said yes, obviously, again, as I mentioned before, Flemeth we find out in, Inquisition, and then learn about, you know, her in the Veilguard as well, but, you know, Flemeth has Mythal within her, and so saying yes here would be awesome to get some allusion, like, to get the alluding nature of, oh yeah, I know all about them, but I know it's probably not going to be the answer, and I don't know how far back all of that was planned. So, I don't think Amara would ask about the Darkspawn, but I'm interested about the wilds. So actually, I was wondering about the wilds.
Other than Darkspawn, the forest denizens will not give you much trouble. Morrigan will see you through it.
Okay. Alright, easy. Alright, I have no more questions.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
Alright, sick. Cool. Nice. Alright, now we go about our business. Onwards. See ya. Hello again, or goodbye to the lady with no head and arms, which I believe the codex entry in the Dalish encampment, well, Amara's Dalish origin encampment, was that this was Gillinane? Sick. Alright. Don't know why Flemeth has that, but sure. Onwards! Yes, gather your party and venture forth. Please? Thank you. To Lothering. And let us begin the game with all of these places to go. How exciting! Alright, to Lothering. But first we have a dog to pick up. No, we don't. We have a cutscene.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Anora's regent and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Gasp, horror.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banorn will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Van Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, Your Majesty?
Mic drop. Nice one, Van Tegan. Unfortunately, I won't be flirting with you in this playthrough, which is highly unfortunate. Alright, now it's time for dog. Huzzah! Alright, straight into it, let's go. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright. Alright. Oh my good gracious, not a good start. Are we all good? Yeah, you seem fine. I don't see anything wrong with anybody. Why do I keep on missing is what I would like to know. Okay, alright. I don't particularly feel like getting my daggers out just yet, thank you. Jeez, I'm really good at missing. It never ends. Nice. Yes, you do wag your tail happily, Unpants. Those Darkspawn didn't hurt you, boy, did they? Oh, I hate dogs, should go away. No, I think this Mabari. I think this is the Mabari I helped cure back at Ostagar Pet the Hound. Ooh. Now, I've already said that Amara loves animals, and that's only because I could never be mean to a cute little Mabari or any animal at that. People, different. Animals, different. So, I either want to say 1 or 4. I think she'd go straight into petting the hound.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you. Mabari are like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now? Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
It's the one thing that Morrigan and I will disagree on. I've always wanted a dog like this. Maybe it's meant to be, but I don't want a dog too much responsibility. If you like him, you can have him. He can come, but better make himself useful. Well, of course I'm going to pick number 1. That's ridiculous. I've always wanted a dog like this. Maybe it's meant to be. Nice. Alright. The main moment of what I am calling the dog. Alrighty, I cut out the typing because I was also looking at my phone to make sure I spelt it right, because I knew there was an apostrophe in it somewhere. But of course, I'm going to call them Mabari Elganon because I think, obviously, Solas would hate that. And while I know Elganon is this awful, awful character and very tyrannical and, you know, it's just an awful, awful character, the main villain of the Veilguard, I just think in this moment, Amara has no idea. She loves her elven gods. She's got this dog. And I did think about calling the Mabari Fenarel or the Dreadwolf, but I then thought no, because you probably don't want that to be your dog's name, I guess, based off of how the elves think of Fenarel. But I thought, well, why wouldn't Amara, who loves her elven gods, not want to call her Mabari basically the king, the all-father of the elven gods? Why wouldn't she? So, I mean, I could have gone for one of the others, I could have gone Gillinane, for example, but I feel like in this instance we're going to go for the all-father, basically the king, the leader, the top dog, no pun intended, of the pantheon of the elven gods. So, Elganon it is. So yes, definitely trying to really emphasize the fact that Amara is Solas' worst nightmare and her pet Mabari is Elganon. So here we go. Nice. It's gonna make me laugh every time. Alright, let's quickly grab the stuff. Gonna get the death root. Nice. Yeah, look, I had I don't want to say I had all confidence, because obviously I didn't. When spelling that, I did have to check online. I knew that there was an apostrophe somewhere in it, and I didn't want to be that person who would get it wrong, just going by memory, and then be a laughingstock. You know how it is. So, anyway. Onwards to Lothering with a full party, Alistair, Morrigan, and Elganon. What fun. I can't wait for the choices that I make in Lothering, because you can bet she's not going to care for the refugees. Because she doesn't like people. Oh, she's going to smack you, silly boy.
Gentlemen, more travellers to attend to. Led by an elf, of all things.
They don't look much like them others, you know.
You did not need to say
maybe
that.
We should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travellers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
I agree.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers and you're free to move on.
You should listen to your friend. We're not refugees. You're toll collectors then. I don't have that coin. Very well, here's 10 silvers. You should listen to your friend. We're not refugees.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Henrik. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
It's the stereotypical voice for the dum-dum of the group. Oh, even if you're no refugee. Forget it, I'm not paying. Your toll collectors, then I don't have that coin. Well, forget it, I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
Can certainly try. Do you really want to fight a Grey Warden? I don't think she would actually intimidate. I think she would just fight him. You can certainly try.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
Time for more
great.
practice.
No wonder to stop for lunch.
Oh, we've been stunned, boys. Okay, alright, chill out. Not needed. How are we going? Everyone's happy, everyone's fine.
Now we get our hands dirty.
Okay.
I am your death.
Oh. Oh, like. Oh, hang on. I'll go the other bandit. Alistair. Survive, please.
All right,
we work
Okay.
well
we
together.
surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
Oh, I was gonna say, is he still fighting us? Is Alistair dead now? Alright, we surrender. You picked the wrong target, get by, you're a criminal. The shoddy operation is pathetic. I could do better. Probably wouldn't care that he's a criminal. He's just a human and she doesn't like him. You picked the wrong target. The shoddy operation is pathetic. I could do better.
Right. I guess so. I'm sorry.
Now you die, that's all you deserve. I want some questions answered, I should say. Turning you into the authorities. You'll follow my lead. I could use some soldiers. Hand over everything you've stolen. Playing Amara. She would say 1. I don't think she would want to answer any questions, and I don't think they're of use to us. As well, at least not to me. I'm always curious though, because I imagine it's just questioning like, why would you do this and what's going on in Lothering and stuff like that, which we'll find out when we get there. She wouldn't turn them into the authorities. She wouldn't use them. She doesn't care. And she wouldn't tell them to go. Now you die, that's all you deserve.
I'm not going down without a fight.
No, you're not. Alright, Alistair, I need you to...
Yes. And I'm off.
Cool, alright, he's done. Alistair, I need you to live. I need you to live.
Next.
Good. I didn't feel like using... I've got 12 health, but, you know. Actually, I will after I...
Ankles.
Oh, that's right. There's actual other dead people here. Once I finish looting, I am going to just set up a few tactics that are just basic ones. As I said in the last playthrough, I'm not the greatest at them, but I know how to set things up so that they can heal themselves, so I will sort that out. But first, Knight's Locket and Knight's Note. That will be a codex entry, which because it's a quest one, we'll read it right away. So this is for Lothering, a fallen Templar. So the quest is, you found the body of a Templar slain by bandits. His corpse had been picked clean of everything, save a note and a locket. Perhaps the locket will mean something to someone back in Lothering. Oh, no, hang on. The codex will be down here. A note from Sir Enric. So many of my fellow knights have been searching for the urn. Surely one of them must have found Brother Genitivi by now. The name just flows off the tongue so nicely. Still, until I hear that all is well, I must proceed as planned. Brother Genitivi holds the key to finding the urn of sacred ashes. We always knew this, but I believe I now know where Brother Genitivi lies. I have been to his home in Denerim and found the trail, and I am amazed that other knights have not done likewise. Unless they have? No, it is best not to get caught up in thoughts of conspiracy. Sir Donald awaits my report in Lothering. I must go to him immediately and report what I have learned. Should anyone find these ramblings, all I ask is that he be informed of my fate. I pray that he complete what I cannot. A note from Sir Henrik of Redcliffe. We'll find him. He's in the Chantry. Right, is that everyone picked clean? Alright, okay. We're going to pause for a second. I'll be right back. Going to do these tactics so they all heal themselves. Alright, all done. I really only set it for Alistair in the end because I don't have the combat slots for Morrigan at this stage. I need to add that to her wheelhouse of some more, and I didn't want to change up her current default attacks and stuff like that as it's set up at the moment. And Elganon, I have no dog treats for him, so that's unfortunate. Whoop, some crates. Ooh, some trap triggers. Oh, that's right. Someone's going to ask us to make traps and we won't be able to.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I
Not a good
stopped
example.
laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
This is a really funny interaction because it's not the right thing to say to Morrigan. She couldn't care less if her mother died. What did you want to talk about, Alistair? You have been very quiet, Alistair. Leave him alone, Morrigan. She wouldn't go to Alistair's defense. She'll just say, just get to the point.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
I'll figure it out. Let's just get going. We should try and use these treaties. I assume we want to hear some news before we can decide. You have some thoughts on that point, Alistair? She's not going to ask him for his thoughts. She's probably going to... I'm going to be honest, she probably doesn't want to talk to either of them. She's probably just like, fucking, I don't care. We'll figure it out. So, because I don't think she'd say we need to hear some news, because she probably doesn't want to talk to anyone. She will, but she doesn't want to. We should try and use these treaties. She's not going to offer up anything. I reckon she doesn't want to be here. She doesn't want to be a warden. She wants to go back to a dalish clan, and she knows that she can't. This whole thing's going on, and now she has to deal with a human whining about stuff that she doesn't care about. And she's probably leaning more towards the points that the multiple Morrigans are making. I'll figure it out. Let's just get going.
Well, we'll need to decide eventually. Let's head into the village when you're ready.
I'm surprised he didn't disapprove of that. I'm just fobbing him off. And he's just like, okay, whatever. He does say that he's more of a follower than he is a leader. Oop. So maybe that's got... Can I go the other way? I saw something sparkling. Can I go down this way? I can. Anything over there? Nope. Give me the elf fruit, please. Alrighty. Hello, refugees.
I want to go home.
I brought my family to Lothering because I thought it would be safe.
Oh, I like your outfit.
To us now that the king is dead.
Oh, I do like your outfit. It's very nice.
I have a wonder, Alistair, if you will indulge me.
Do I have a choice?
Of the two of you that remain, are you not the senior Grey Warden here? I find it curious that you allow another to lead while you follow.
You find that curious, do you?
In fact, you defer to a new recruit. Is this the policy of the Grey Wardens, or simply a personal one?
What do you want to hear? That I prefer to follow? I do.
You sound so very defensive.
Couldn't you crawl into a bush somewhere and die? That would be great, thanks.
I think I was just about to make that point. He makes it very clear that he's not a leader, he's a follower. So I wonder, as I was saying before, and I lose track every time I talk, I might have made my point, I might not have. Apologies. It happens. I say something, I forget about it. But yeah, it's said multiple times throughout this game that he's more of a follower than a leader. And then even when you get to the point of him making a decision on if he's going to be king or not, unless you harden him, not that way. But yeah, if you make him... If you decide to turn his personality to want to be a leader, and he decides he wants to be king, if you make the right choices and he gets to that point, that's the only time that he'll want to do that. Otherwise, he's quite happy to sit back, relax, and follow, which is quite an interesting thing, you know? So maybe he doesn't disapprove when you just put your foot down and go, actually, no, shut up, we're doing it this way. So maybe only if you insult him will he disapprove. Maybe, I don't know. I could be wrong. The one thing I have learnt in all of these games is that when someone starts talking and you're having the companions chatting to each other, you stop. You do not move. You let them finish. There's too many times in other games by BioWare where you'll just keep going and then something else will happen and then the conversation changes, or you start a cutscene or something like that. And the Veilguard does a really good job in fixing that by, you know, if you do accidentally start combat or you do walk somewhere and something else happens that's causes your character to start talking, they have done something in the background to be able to get the companions to restart their companion dialogue, which I think is really cool, but not the case for any of the other games. So yes, every single time my companions start talking to each other and they start having those dialogues with each other, I will be but I will be stopping my character, turning around and listening to them, because firstly, they deserve the respect. And secondly, I don't want to miss it. I, in particular, love the banter in the BioWare games. I think they do a really good job in making it feel really natural. So, yes, you will find that anytime they start talking to each other, I am going to be stopping and turning and watching and listening. Oh, they're all... Well, that's a comfortable way to sleep.
I don't like this place. Why did we come here?
Oh, none of the refugees are going to have anything to say. They probably just say the same things. Onwards. Do you have anything to say because you're at the entrance? Hello, farmer.
Need
yes.
something. I don't generally talk to strange elves who wander in here.
Okay, time to smack him in the face. I should go. I'm not just an elf, I'm a Grey Warden. Wouldn't say that. You have something against elves? Maybe? I didn't wander anywhere, thank you. I have some questions. You have something against elves?
I don't know you. Why shouldn't I have something against you? We've got enough strangers overrunning us. Nothing but trouble.
Oi, okay. Alright. I think she would say this. I could make trouble for you, human. Is that what you want? I get... So you have the coercion thing, talent that you can level up, and I don't know if that applies to intimidate. I know it applies to persuasion. I know with intimidate, I think intimidate works better if you have higher strength, and persuade is better if you have more cunning, I think. But I mean, I did put 1 in strength, I think, maybe 2 into strength, so maybe I can intimidate you, Mr. Farmer. I could make trouble for you, human. Is that what you want?
No. Beg pardon and all. I should mind my manners.
Yes, you should. Sure. Let's see what the questions are. I have some questions.
Can't promise I'm going to answer them.
Oh, I'm smacking you in the face. What's going on here? Who's in charge? Where those? I'm not going to ask any of those questions, to be honest. I was more curious to know what the questions were. But we'll figure out all of this stuff as we go. So I should go.
Don't let me stop you.
Now, I do want to make it clear, like, I know a lot of the answers to these questions. I'm trying to roleplay Amara as best as I can as the character that she is. So where I know or feel like the questions and the dialogue are going to lead to codex entries, I will ask them. But where I know that it's literally just world building and things that as a new player you won't know when you're curious about, I'm not going to, you know, if it doesn't feel like something that Amara would ask, I'm not going to go for it. Only if I have never asked those questions before and I'm curious, like I did with Flemeth. You guys don't have anything to say, I don't believe. I'm just going to go pick some elf fruit. Refugee girl, anything?
I don't like this place. Why did we come here?
Oh, good question. Got nothing to do with me. Toodaloodles. Oops.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you. There's none to be found.
Thanks, sir.
Move on if you can. Lothering's lost.
What do you mean? I was looking for some news. Do you know about the bandits just outside the village? I offed them. What do you mean?
We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templars can barely keep order. You'd be better off elsewhere, my friend.
Thanks for the warning. Are you keeping me from going in? Are you keeping me from going in?
I'm just warning you, things may not be as hospitable as you would expect. People are frightened.
Yes. Well, nobody's ever hospitable. Hospitable? You know when you have words that you just struggle with pronouncing? That would be one of them. You're going to probably find that I'm terrible at pronouncing everything and anything. Here it goes. Nobody is hospitable to elves. So that's okay. I'm used to it. Is anyone in charge here? Out of my way.
I'll not turn you away. We just ask that you don't bring more problems here. People are frightened.
They're too bad. Some of these interactions I've never had before. I've never...
As if we needed more fighting here. Don't you see how scared everyone is?
Okay, alright, chill out. Is that in reference to what I just said? I've never been a very aggressive Dragon Age Origins character before, and the dialogue options you can choose as your Dragon Age Origins, like, protagonist, as the hero of Ferelden, are crazy, some of them. So I can't wait to experience for the first time some of that, the different interactions because of it. Because, yeah, I've never experienced that before. I don't think Amara is going to be aggressive all the time. I think time and place, but pretty much when there's a really good opening to basically be like, hey, I'm an elf and you're a human, bugger off. She's going to do it. Hey, Algernon? Is there something that you can get? Haven't we washed you yet? Do you see anything interesting? Oh, a piece of wood! So Algernon seems to have found a piece of wood carved with curious symbols. Dirt still clings to it. It looks very old. Continue. You don't really know what it is, but it looks like it could be used as some kind of weapon. Oh, what did I get? What was it? Piece of wood. Oh, so it's a staff. Oh. Hey. Morrigan. Do you want a piece of wood? I think you do want a piece of wood. Oh my good gracious. Is this not even restricted to... Because, like, the magic staff clearly says restriction mage, whereas the piece of wood does not. So could you, with that in mind, if you decided to create a very weird character that wasn't a mage with 24 magic for whatever reason, you could use it. But of course Morrigan's going to use the piece of wood. It's got better damage, better armor penetration, better range, better spell power. Hell yeah. I'll quickly read what it says on the magic staff, though. This is a standard mage's staff, infused with lyrium by the Tranquil to increase its sturdiness and provide a conduit for a mage's power. With it, the mage can fire bolts of energy at range. So, yes, you get to use the piece of wood. Look at you, Morrigan, with your piece of wood. How nice is that? I don't think I have any clothing for you either that is mage-related, so we won't... Whoa, hang on. Hang on. Now, I know that this is DLC, so I'm going to just put it, like, make it clear. I probably will just put it on Morrigan for the sake of the fact that I think... Or will I wait until Wynne gets in the party? Because I really want to have Morrigan in my party more, and I tend to always find that I always have Wynne in my party more because she's the healer. Now, I'm not going to make Morrigan a healer, but I think it would be really cool if I could just get her basic heal and then have her around more often, because I think Morrigan's going to really like the choices that I make, and I might actually easily, naturally get her friendship up. Unlike other playthroughs. So this robe was stored for centuries in the Circle Tower's repository. Embroidery on the lining of the left sleeve mark this as having been a gift from Archon Valerius to a treasured friends. What does it look like? Oh my good gracious, Morrigan. That is not for you. I'm sorry. No. Morrigan, I forgot. Morrigan's robes are Morrigan's robes, and you will eventually get, in this playthrough, a better version of her robes. Do not touch her character outfit. Do not change her outfit. Those vestments of the seer will probably go to Wynne on the basis that she will look better in them, because Morrigan should look like Morrigan. So anyway, that makes that easy. Anywho, nice piece of stick. Piece of stick? Anyway, yep, stick piece. Hello, refugees. You're talking to yourself.
A few knights have come through here, searching for some holy artifact. Not one of them stopped to help.
He's going crazy. He's talking to himself. Oh, dear. Robbed children!
I don't like this place. Why did we come here?
Greetings to you, milady.
Oh, another elf.
If it isn't too much to ask, might you be able to spare some bread?
Alright, so not only does, as we established in either the first or second episode, we have established that Amara doesn't like humans, but she also does not like city elves. And clearly these are city elves because they don't have the, oh my good gracious, the blood tattoo that has a name, and I've lost it. It's gone out of my memory. Went that way. But yeah, so they don't have the tattoos on their face, which I wish I could remember what they were called. Oh my goodness, this is doing me no use. My brain has turned off. So yeah, anyway, she's not going to care much for these three. So she's not going to say, I can't help you, I'm sorry. She would never say, I'm sorry. She's not going to ask what happened to you. She's just going to say, I can spare nothing for beggars.
We are not beggars. We were robbed.
Never mind, Hale. It's no use. Not even one of our own will help us.
Well, because I'm not one of your own. I'm a dalish elf and you're a city elf. And I think, well, not me. Amara thinks Very poorly of you.
I don't like this.
Alrighty. Little boy. I'm sorry, little boy. Amara's not going to give you any charity.
Uncle,
What do you want?
have you seen my mother?
Nope. Beat it. That depends who's your mother, you poor thing. Did you and your mother get her? Yes, I have. She's over there somewhere. We are playing. Now, would Amara have... No, she wouldn't. I was going to say... I was trying to find something that would... like make Amara be kind to children. I don't think she would be. And I want to make it very clear as well in my choices. I'm choosing this as a role-playing thing. If it was me, I would be helping the kid, alright? I want to make that clear. This is Amara, not me. In context, this is Amara, not me. I would help a child in need. I want to make that clear. Amara, however, again, has no care for humans, and therefore, beat it!
Nobody will help me find her. Why can't I find her?
Why can't I find her? Why was it such an accent on the find? Oh, God damn it. Alright. Let's help this out so I can sell some stuff, please.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
I couldn't give two... I couldn't care less. Solve this yourselves. I'm not getting involved. Why would I want to help you? Get rid of the tiny part and I'll consider it. Is your profiteering weapon? I'm going to say I do want to be able to sell stuff, and I'm worried that that is going to suggest that he's not going to sell anything to me. Why would I want to help you feels like a much better question that she would ask.
Didn't I mention profit?
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
Not interested. Can you beat that offer, sister? Agreed. Those of you not here to do business, leave now. You don't think you're being unscrupulous. Alright, Amara. Couldn't care less about the situation going on here. I'm of the thought that if I say not interested, I'm not going to be able to sell anything. And I have a full inventory. So, the person who is not Amara, the person behind the controller here, is desperate to sell things. Amara herself, I don't think would necessarily care for profit, because the dalish don't do anything with that kind of stuff. So I don't think, I mean, while agreed, those of you not here to do business leave now means that I get to do business, plus I get 100 silvers. It's fabulous. Not something I think Amara would do. She's not going to ask, can you beat that offer, sister? I should have saved. I think she's just going to say not interested. But I think the thing is that I don't want to get not interested to come off as like, I'm not interested in taking your 100 silvers and you should be a better person. I wanted to be just not interested. Like, I don't care about your squabbles. Not interested.
Well, I won't stand for thievery, especially not at the demand of some shrewish priest.
Then go, and may you get all you deserve.
I hope the Darkspawn choke on your cheap hides. Ah!
I suppose it couldn't be helped. Maker help us all.
Oh dear. Okay. Oh, well, oh, God. I think I can sell things at the tavern. But I do have armor and weapons that I know I'm not going to need. So let me do a little bit of inventory management and I'll be right back. Okay, I've done some very minor inventory management. I've now got the Warhound paint on Elganar, looking very stylish, I do say so myself. So I've got one spot
done
in my inventory at the moment. So I'll pick that up. Now we are full. I'm hoping I can sell everything over there at the tavern or somewhere in the Chantry, knowing that I have made the choice of what my character would do on the basis that it was the right thing to do for my character choices and not the right one for me. But that is okay, we live with our choices. Onward we go. Do you, sir, have anything to say? No.
Ah, the Chantry Board. Yes, let us run errands for the betterment of mankind as well as a few coppers.
I'll talk to you.
And Eileen spoke unto the masses, my hearth is yours, my bread is yours, my life is yours. For all who walk in the sight of the Maker are one.
I think I can probably get a codex entry from speaking to this person, so I'm going to say, and who are you exactly? Hello? I've had enough of your human nonsense. Oh, no, I need to know.
For a foundation built of stone, marble,
hey,
or any precious metal is worthless if faith in the Maker is absent.
Okay, alright. Again, we make choices. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of things like Chanters boards and like the Mage Collective and those types of missions. While they probably aren't things that Amara would probably want to do, I think we'll do them anyway. So I'll pick them all up, and there might be things that I do off camera or things like that. But as someone who is a bit of a completionist, I'm probably going to try and do as many as I can, just on the basis that they're just little things to do, and you get coin for them. So might as well. There's nothing wrong, and it's not story altering really. So might as well, to see how much we can do and get through it. So anyway, yeah, the Chanters board in Lothering. So what I was hoping to get from that, and obviously I chose the option that was the right one for Amara, but now I feel like maybe I've missed a codex entry. But for those who don't know, the Chanter who's next to the Chanters board is basically a member of the Chantry that doesn't speak normal sentences anymore. Anything that they speak is actually in reference to the chant, which is the chant of light. So when they respond, they can only respond by saying something, a line quoting the chant of light. So for those who didn't know, there you go. Hopefully we can get the codex entry for them so that we can read it and see if there's anything of interest in that. But if not, so it goes. Choices were made. Bandits everywhere, as transcribed on behalf of Sir Bryant, Templar and Defender of the Faith. Know that all those who prey upon refugees do so under pain and death. The Maker spurns bandits and their kind. The Templars offer a sizable reward for the apprehension or execution of the bandit leaders plying their trade in the northern wood and roads. Beware, the bandits are numerous and of considerable skill. Only a well-armed and well-trained party should brave the deep wood. We pray for the success of any who undertake this mission. Residents of good standing and passing travellers have indicated there are 3 bandit groups in the Northern Wood. This humble chanter would echo Sir Bryant's caution. Lest you wind up another victim to these evil men, the reward for such service is 3 sovereigns. May the Maker look after his children in our hour of need. I will take that. And we will take the quest. Alright, time to listen to the guy screaming his lungs out.
The legions of evil are on your doorstep. They will feast upon our hearts. There is nowhere to run. This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts.
Please, you're scaring the children.
Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at Darkspawn hands. There! One of their minions is already amongst us! This woman bears their evil stench! Can you not see the vile blackness that fills her?
Evil! Oh, goodness me. Alright. Ignore him, people. I know I intend to. Why don't you keep your voice down? Is no one going to shut this madman up? Watch where you throw accusations, fool. It's going to be either 3 or 4. Is no one going to shut this madman up? Watch where you throw accusations, fool. Evil! Oh my god, it's so funny. I think we'll go 3. Is no one going to shut this madman up?
Be my guest. I've no urge to try out that axe of his.
I watch the Black Horde descend on my people. Darkness swallowed the marshes whole. This minion is but the first of those who will destroy us.
Jeez Louise! You waste my time. Continue ranting if you must. That's enough. This ends now. You poor man, what happened to you? Don't be a fool. Darkspawn can be defeated. Oh. Definitely not 3. You waste my time. Continue ranting if you must. That's enough. This ends now. Don't be a fool. Darkspawn can be defeated. Look, she has a history of killing humans, alright? I get it. There was one that she didn't. But there was nothing to come from it. Like, there was no benefit of it. There's no benefit of this. What is she going to get? Nothing. She's got a full inventory. She's not going to get anything out of it. 1 or 4. You waste my time. Continue ranting if you must. Don't be a fool, Darkspawn. Don't be a fool. Is that... It feels too kind. Yeah. Well, I think she'd be, like, straight up. Like, you know, we can kill Darkspawn.
No! I have seen them! You cannot run! You cannot fight!
You cannot fight! Standing around and shouting won't save you. You waste my time. Continue ranting if you must. Yeah, we're going to go 1, because the other 2, you poor man, what happened to you, and standing around and shouting won't save you. Not something she would say. So 1. You waste my time. Continue ranting if you must.
Darkspawn will feast on our flesh! Everyone will die!
Doomsayer! Can we continue talking?
You again! Can you all not smell the evil? This one is tainted!
Oh, tainted. Oh, okay. She's not going to tell him to calm down. That's enough. This ends now. Better tainted by blood than by fear. I had enough of this the first time. Yeah, I had enough of this the first time.
More Darkspawn will come! We will be taken! All of us!
Yep, you can... What's the quest for? What's updating? Oh, it's just the Chanter's board. I was going to say, like, is there literally a quest to do something about him? No. I just have to weed out the templates. So help the chanter. You came across the chanter's board in Lothering. Chanter Devons is in charge of the chanter's board, which he fills with the villagers' requests for help. Perhaps you'll be able to help the village with some of its troubles. Weed out the bandits. There is a notice on the chanter's board about bandit groups lurking north of Lothering. There are 3 groups in all, and they must be eradicated. And then in the Blight, we've got Lothering and the Imperial Highway, which is just rest and resupply. You have arrived in Lothering and may rest and resupply here. Past the village lies the Imperial Highway, the road that will go through all of Ferelden. The highway will take you to various places you need to go to: Redcliffe, the Brazilian Forest, the Circle of Magi's Tower, and the Dwarven city of Orzammar. Sick. Cool. Alright, no worries. Angry Farmer.
We can't escape the blight!
Okay. Alright, and the Templar?
Will you listen to him? He's been at it for hours now.
Oh, it's a bit of fun. Can't pick anything up. I gotta find someone to sell to. Sir Maron. Mayron?
If you seek refuge in the Chantry, there's simply no room left.
I didn't ask. I did click on you though, but I didn't ask. Do I look like a refugee to you?
So many are coming to Lothering. I make no assumptions. Priests are within if you seek to offer devotion to the Maker, however. May he protect us all.
Did you know there were bandits on the highway?
Were? Did you drive them off? Well, Sir Brian will appreciate that.
Have you heard any news?
Not since Tairn Logain passed by with his army. It's a shame about the king. But with the Darkspawn coming, few can think of anything else.
Okay. I was hoping for, like, I don't know, maybe a quest? I don't know. I don't care who's in charge.
Make a watch over you.
Alright. The only thing I really care about is if potentially there's someone I can sell to in here. I don't think there is, though. I have a feeling I'm going to have to go to the tavern. I like your outfit.
I feel sorry for the Kunari locked in that cage. It won't be able to defend itself from the Darkspawn.
I am looking forward to getting Sten in my party. That should be fun. Hello, Mr. Farmer. Oh, you have something to say.
You here to see the Reverend Mother too?
No. The who?
The head of this chantry. She's very busy, but I think she's free now. I came to ask for a blessing. With my family abandoning the farm to flee north, we'll need all the grace the Maker can offer. Well, good luck to you. I need to get underway. If I'm lucky, I'll make it back to the farmhold by nightfall.
Thank you, random NPC.
We are the only hope of protection this village has now, and I will not abandon them. That is all. May the Maker have mercy on us.
Wow, aren't you a nice guy? Who are you? Sir Bryant, hello.
Yes, my lady? Who might you be?
My lady. Talking to me? I am Grey Warden Amara. You can call me Amara. No be of importance. Pardon me, I didn't mean to interrupt. I wish there was a how dare you ask me answer. Nobody of importance.
I am Sir Bryant, commander of Lothering's remaining Templars. You don't seem like the other refugees. Are you one of Arl Eamon's knights?
If I were, I'm a Grey Warden actually. Do many of his knights come here? One or two. I'm not gonna ask three. It's either one or two. And if I were, question mark?
I tell you what I told the others. Nothing here will assist your quest. The urn of sacred ashes is a myth.
How many of his knights have come? How many of his knights come here? What is the urn of sacred ashes? Well, I'm not one of his knights. I'm a Grey Warden actually. Have many of his knights come here?
Arl Eamon has fallen ill, and his knights are on a quest for the sacred urn filled with Andraste's ashes, said to cure any malady. He must be very ill if they chase miracles as the only cure. One of the Arl's knights, Sir Donnell, is here searching for fantasies. Well, never mind. Ask him if you care about this foolishness.
I need some information.
If the matter is important, certainly.
Have you heard any recent news? I think she would ask these type. Well, I mean, she already asked a question before, but that was more because I was seeing if there was a quest involved in it. I think she'd be curious. Maybe I don't want her to be so apathetic that she doesn't want to know about things going on. I think she'd be curious to know what is going on, particularly if there's news to do with like impacts to a Dalish clan, for example. So have you heard any recent news?
Other than the Darkspawn horde bearing down on us, none of it is good. Tairn Logain is set to declare himself king, I hear. Disaster piled on disaster.
What do you mean? King Kaelin had no heir. Most people consider Tairn Logain a hero. She wouldn't say that. She'll say King Kaelin had no heir.
None that we know of. Tairn Logain has no legitimate claim on the throne. He may be a hero, and his daughter may be queen, but he is a commoner, and the king's corpse is barely cold. If Arl Eamon was able to intervene, perhaps it would not have gone this far. I do not care who takes the throne. Only fools fight over who owns a cottage while it burns down around them.
It's a good way to be. I've nothing else to ask.
Now, unless there's something else you need.
Well, I wanted
Travel
to tell
safely.
you about the bandits
May the
that I
Maker
killed.
watch over you.
But if you keep hearing bangs, it's just my foot hitting the wall because I keep swinging my legs around. You'd think I'd learn.
Hello again. What can I do for you?
Can I tell you about the bandits? Thank you. About those bandits outside the village.
Maker's breath. How many times must we drive them off?
Oh, well, I killed them. I'm not gonna lie. They won't bother you again. I killed them.
All of them? By yourself?
Yes.
It's true. I saw it from my post. It was over so fast, we didn't even have time to get over there.
Sad that it needed to come to that. But then they asked for it. Will you accept a small reward for your service?
I for a moment thought that was Cullen for a second, and I'm like, no, he's at the Circle of Magi. Why would Cullen be here? Which is a very similar character build. Will you accept? Certainly, thank you. I could keep an eye out for trouble for the right pay. This is way too nice. I don't know why I chose that. I'm seeking money, personally. Amara isn't, but I am. All I can think about is the weight of my inventory, and this isn't helping me. Certainly, thank you. She wouldn't say thank you. I think we'll just say that she said, certainly.
If it interests you, there is a Chanters board outside full of quests that need doing. The Chanters even offer pay for some of them. Now, unless there's something else you need.
I should go.
Travel safely, and may the Maker watch over you.
Sick. Cool. Thank you, Sir Bryant. Anything?
I brought my family to Lothering because I thought it would be safe.
Oh!
You, miss. What is your name? You seem quite odd to me.
You would not be the first to think so. But avert your eyes. I will not have you staring over long.
Best get used to it. I'll be watching you. We want no trouble here.
Whoa! Wait, you back off from Morrigan. I will
Greetings, and welcome to the
smack you
council.
around if you try and touch her. Ooh, book! The First Blight, Chapter 1. Nice. Get to learn a bit more about the First Blight, which went for an age or something like that. It's crazy to think how many years went by during the Blight. The first one. And the first few. Sir Donald, I have a question for you.
Who? I beg your pardon. I did not see you approach.
Sir Donald? Is that you?
Alistair? By the Maker, how are you? I was certain you were dead.
Not yet. No thanks to Turn Logain.
If Arl Eamon were well, he'd set Logain straight soon enough.
So you're here looking for the Urn of Sacred Ashes, then?
I am indeed. Andraste's ashes are said to cure any illness. But I fear we are chasing a fable. With each day, my hope dims.
I should go. Shouldn't you be fleeing the Darkspawn? I was hoping to meet Arl Eamon, so your quest for the ashes brought you here. Tell me more. Your friend Sir Enric is dead. I have something of his. We'll say this first.
What? And you have his locket? And a note? Maker's mercy. Thank you for giving me these. I would never have known otherwise.
I dealt with the bandits that killed him. Is there a reward, perhaps? Stuff it. Is there a reward, perhaps?
A reward? Oh, of course. I hope a sovereign is sufficient.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wonder how many of us have met similar fates on this mad quest.
Shouldn't you be fleeing the Darkspawn?
My mission takes priority. But I fear I shall be returning to Redcliffe with nothing to show for my efforts.
I was hoping to meet Arl Eamon, so your quest for the ashes brought you here. Tell me about this urn. Tell me more about this urn of sacred ashes.
Supposedly, the urn contains the ashes of the prophetess Andraste. Surely you know all this.
No, why would I? Yeah, exactly. We Dalish don't learn much about your religion. Yeah, that one. I've got nothing else to say. Number 1, please.
If you're truly interested, there are books here containing a great deal of lore. Nothing I have found leads me to believe that this was anything more than a quest of desperation. With Henrik gone, I need to return to Redcliffe. Perhaps later I will seek out the scholar his note mentions. But I must go. Thank you again, my lady. You have been most helpful.
Hey, no worries. Oh, anyway, I didn't really have anything else to ask. Oh, new codex! Woohoo! Got a sovereign out of it. I had a thought, and I have now lost that. Oh, we've got another one. Oh, when it was talking about the law. So funny. Read your books, read your codex entries. There is law. Do it. Yeah, that's basically what he's saying.
Those who seek redemption be
Oh,
delivered.
God. Yada, yada, yada. Right. Okay, there's a lot of yelling. I'm going to pick up some books. We've got a lot of reading time, let me tell you. Adventures of the Black Fox. That sounds cute. Bookshelf. Oh, more codexes. Cool. Alright, sick. Oh, a chest, which I won't be able to get anything out of. Sick. I don't think there's anyone I can sell to in here, unfortunately, so I must remind myself to do the right thing and come back here later. Do you have something to say, sister?
I'm sorry, but I must prepare the Chantry's vestments before
You?
we flee.
I'm
There's
scared.
very little
You?
time.
As if we needed more fighting.
So much. So much! Sister? Yes.
Terrible. So many come to Lothering, seeking refuge, only to find that we can offer little more than prayer. Does the Maker see our plight? Is he moved by this destruction? I apologize. The Maker's plan is too grand for me to fathom, especially at times like this.
What are those priests? What are those priests chanting exactly?
The Chant of Light. Surely you know it.
No, I'm an elf. Yeah. I am not from Ferelden. This is a prayer?
The chant is our devotion to the Maker, our first commandment as followers of his prophet Andraste. The entire chant takes weeks to sing and is only done straight through at the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. Here we can only sing a few verses per week and finish anew each first day.
Will I get a codex entry if I ask this? Tell me more about the Chant of Light.
When the prophet Andraste was burned by the Magisters, the Maker turned away from his creations. We gain his forgiveness by spreading Andraste's teachings. The Maker will return when the chant is sung from the four corners of the world.
That seems like an excuse to spread the Chantry's influence. How do you even know the Maker exists? Aren't you worried about the coming Darkspawn? That seems like an excuse to spread the Chantry's influence.
Would you see someone's soul denied the Maker's light just for the misfortune of having been born outside the Chantry's influence? Everyone deserves redemption, my friend.
Uh-huh. I should go.
May the Maker watch over you.
Let those who cry out from the shadows be comforted.
Do you have something to say?
Those who seek redemption be delivered.
Nope, they're just gonna keep yapping. Okay, oh.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last
Greetings,
to the ears
and welcome
of the
to the
Maker.
Chantry.
Only one Templar can be spoken to. I don't think I can sell anything to you, and I don't want to talk to you just yet. The Imperial Chantry. Oh, more reading times. No sparkles. I guess I'll speak to you now, but I will speak to you later.
Will you be making a donation to the Chantry, my friend?
Absolutely not.
You look like you have salvaged more of value than most who make it here.
Again, I make it clear, those responses are Amara's point of view. It's not in her character to do that. I have nothing to offer. Who are you? What tith is acceptable? Tith to the Chantry. Are you joking? I think she would say this. Again, I know it was the same with the kid. If a kid's in need and needs help, of course, I as a person, as a human being, I am going to help. Amara, however, she would say 4 in this instance.
A great number of people could be fed and clothed for a fraction of your finery. But you must do as your heart wills. What can I do for you then?
Nothing of importance. I'm a Grey Warden. I need your help. I was hoping to receive nothing of importance.
Begone then. I have important work to finish.
Begone! Okay. I know I've got to speak to her later anyway to deal with Sten, so that's fine. Right, nothing to sell in here. I think I'm just going to beeline to the tavern, get Leliana on my squad, and then sell my stuff. I hope I can sell my stuff. Good grief. If I can't, I'll just chuck things and pick up some more stuff. Like everything that I've put in junk is probably not going to get me much anyway.
So let's talk about your mother for a moment.
I'd rather talk about your mother.
Well, there's nothing to talk about. And besides, isn't your mother a scary witch who lives in the middle of a forest? Much more interesting.
To you, perhaps. You would find the moss growing upon a stone interesting.
You know what's more interesting than that? Apostates, mages outside of the tower. That's illegal, you know.
You did not read that in a book somewhere, did you? I hope the small letters did not strain you overmuch.
Oh, we could not talk about your mother. That works for me.
Now, you would have noticed I started turning the camera, like, early there. The one thing that I've always noticed in Dragon Age Origins in particular, but in other games too, there are very specific areas where companion banter and dialogue will occur, and it seems to be in Dragon Age Origins that it's bridges. This one in particular happens all the time. You could probably get through so much companion banter just by going back and forth off of this bridge. We're not going to do that, but there are certain areas that I am aware will initiate companion banter and dialogue. So if you see me turning the camera early or stopping, saying something, and then going, and then that happens, it's because I know. I am fully aware of what is about to happen. Oh god, you're going to ask for health potion. Nope. Okay, before we pick those up, I need to sell things. Minor.
Got a brother that fell at Ostagar. Hope we're not next.
I hear they eat you.
The gossips.
I heard they just got slaves. Take you underground and make you work.
You ever hear of any ex-slave? They just get sick and die, I bet.
You may be right. No surrender then.
We love the gossips.
How is it that
Alright.
Well, look what we have here, then. I think we've just been blessed.
Uh-oh. Loghain's men. This can't be good.
Didn't we spend all morning asking about an elf by this very description, and everyone said they hadn't seen one?
It seems we were lied to.
I haven't seen that many people.
Surely, there's no need for trouble. These are no doubt simply more poor souls seeking refuge.
They're more than that. Now stay out of our way, sister. You protect these traitors, you'll get the same as them.
I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but it sounds like my neighbours are doing something in the yard. So if you can hear that, apologies for the background sound. It looks like he wants to fight. I'm happy to oblige. I don't need your help, miss. Please stand back. Let's talk about this before things get out of hand. I think it's going to be one. I've already mentioned before, when it comes to romances in this game, I love the romances in the BioWare games. I think they do a really good job in building really good relationships between your characters and the characters between themselves as well. I've already mentioned how it's unfortunate that I can't romance Morrigan, and that would be my preference, but I can't. Usually when I play Dragon Age Origins, I romance Alistair. I think he's just very kind and sweet, and I don't think it's unusual. I've never been a Zevran girly. Leliana, I think, is really sweet. Again, it's not a romance that I've pursued before, but there is a part of me that really wants Amara to romance Leliana, and I know that that is really weird from the character that I am creating and the type of character that Amara is, that she hates humans, she's, loves her elven gods, is very not caring at all for humans and city elves and so forth, and those types of choices I know Leliana is not going to like. But because Leliana has so much change in her character develops in such an interesting way to Inquisition that I think it would be really cool to have someone of Amara's ilk to be her romance. Because obviously Leliana has a really interesting backstory, and there's a whole DLC pack to it. And it's a DLC pack I haven't played before, but I've seen people play, so I'm aware of what covers that. And, she's a bard. We know that, and we know what that means. We know what that entails in this world of Thetis. And she obviously loved Marjolaine and everything else like that, and you get a little bit of that backstory in this game, but obviously you explore that more on her DLC, her little prequel DLC. With all that being said, though, I think it would be really cool to have, with her story, have Amara and Leliana have a romance. And then I'd like to try... I've never had a hardened Leliana in any of my playthroughs. I've always kept her quite like herself. Not hardened, softened. I don't know. It's the opposite of. I'd like to try and go down that route, and I wonder if we could get that to start, so to speak, with having someone like Amara, but it's probably going to be impossible because the things that you have to say to Leliana to have the romance are going to be too kind and too nice. And maybe it's just a little soft spot that Amara gets. Like, she for some reason gets a soft spot for Leliana, and so she's really kind to her versus other humans. I don't know. That kind of trope and that kind of relationship in books and stories is always really cute and sweet when you have someone who hates everyone but loves a certain person. So there's that. There's obviously the choice to romance Zevran, and maybe he'd be a little bit more open to Amara's choices. And I mean, there's obviously the choice not to romance anyone, but why would you bother? You know, it's such a massive part. Well, not a massive part, but to me, it's a massive part of the BioWare experience. Of course, I have to choose a character to romance. If I could, it'd be someone like Sten, but we can't. There's only 4 choices. And when you have a character like Amara, it's hard to choose because you know the personality is going to be polarizing for these characters. So it's either going to have to be, you know, I want it to be Leliana. I would really like to go down that, but if there is absolutely no way because of the choices I will make, then so it goes. I've already said that certain choices in the game mean that certain companions you don't get. Like when we go to the Circle Mage, when you go to the Circle Tower and you get Wynn, if you side with the Templars, you lose Wynn because Wynn will fight you and you have to kill her. So it goes. You have to get rid of all of the all the mages. I'm not going to do that because I need Wynn too much. She's too much of a good healer. You know how it goes. And you know, I enjoy Wynn as a character. Same with the whole Leliana thing. She's in Dragon Age 2. She's in Dragon Age Inquisition. But you can kill her in Dragon Age Origins. It doesn't change anything. She comes back as like a ghost or something like that, is what I think gets alluded to in Inquisition at one of the endpoints if you go down that route. I don't like that. I think it's really weird. So, and to get to that point, you have to desecrate the Sacred Ashes. So I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. What I'm basically trying to say is I'm not going to make choices that are going to impact like those types of things when it comes to the characters and having them in your party and so forth. Like, I want to keep Leliana, I want to keep Wynn. There are other choices I'm sure you can make that you will lose other characters too. I will learn that the hard way if we go through that and that's the case. I hope I don't have to go through that. But anyway, neither here nor there. TLDR, I want to try and romance Leliana. I don't know if it's possible. If all else fails, I'll go to Zevran, but I prefer Leliana. I think the dynamic would be really interesting. I think it would lead really well into how Leliana becomes hardened later on, because that is the choices that I want her to make. Anyway, now that we've said that, number 1, it looks like he wants a fight. I'm happy to oblige.
Right, let's make this quick.
Oh, great. No wonder to stop for lunch, too.
Oh, good timing on that.
And I'm on. Yes.
Down you go.
Okay, alright. Oops, wrong button. Someone please. Alistair. Oh, we're good.
All right,
I think we work well together.
Surrender.
Good. They've learned their lesson and we can all stop fighting now.
I don't want them reporting to Logain. They aim to butcher us. They deserve no mercy. Take a message to Logain. Ooh, what would she do? Is her unhappiness with Logain more than her want to kill humans? I do like what you can say in this instance. I think... Oh dear. They aim to butcher us. They deserve no mercy. I don't want them reporting to Logain. I don't want to lose the opportunity to get Leliana by choosing a stupid choice. So with that in mind, with everything I just said before, take a message to Logain, please.
What do you want to tell him?
The Grey Wardens know what really happened. He'll pay for what he's done. We're coming for him. He'll have to do better than this. He'll pay for what he's done. We're coming for him.
I'll tell him. Right away. Now. Thank you.
I apologize for interfering.
but I couldn't just sit by and not help.
And who are you anyway? It's alright, I was happy to save your life. I appreciate what you tried to do, so I see where does a sister learn to fight like that. It's time for me to leave. Is this the moment where she starts already warming up to Leliana? Like it's a love at first sight thing? Like it's a, ooh, this is a human for some reason I am attracted to. Do I start building on this? It'd be like the one time where Amara like skews her dialogue just so I can get Leliana as my romance. Like I was happy to save your life. It's alright, I was happy to save your life. Like, hint hint, nudge nudge, wink wink, flirt flirt. I also really hate that answer, by the way. Because Leliana can fend for herself. As if like, it's okay, I was happy to save your life. Like, as if like, she can't do it herself. Like, come on now. She probably cut someone's head off. I think she'll just say one. And who are you anyhow?
Let me introduce myself. I am Leliana, one of the lay sisters of the Chantry here in Lothering. Oh, I was.
And is there something you wanted from me? What does that mean? I am Amara, a pleasure. You can call me Amara if you must. You can call me Amara if you must.
Those men said you're a Grey Warden. You will be battling the Darkspawn, yes? That is what Grey Wardens do. I know after what happened, you will need all the help you can get. That's why I'm coming along.
I'm sorry, sister, but you are mistaken. Why so eager to come with me? I will need help, that's true. And just what help would you be to me? 4, please.
The Maker told me to join you. Surely, he would not do so without good reason.
Oh, that's right, because she thinks she's got a vision. That's right. It's all coming back to me now. I just think the dynamic would be so funny if they get together. Because obviously she is hugely religious and loves the Chantry and the Maker and everything else like that. And Amara is completely the opposite because she loves her elven gods and that's what her focus is. So that is so funny to me if I can get them together because obviously they're just the complete opposites. It would be so funny. The Maker is on my side. Welcome aboard then. Right, I believe this is where I back away slowly. Can you elaborate? Why should I care what your god wants? Yeah, 4, please.
He is not just my god. The Maker has love for all. I know you may not believe, but I had a dream. A vision.
More crazy? I thought we were all full up.
Look at the people here. They are lost in their despair, and this darkness, this chaos, will spread. The Maker doesn't want this. What you do, what you are meant to do, is the Maker's work. Let me help.
Whoa, okay. Very well, I will not turn away help when it is offered. I need more than prayers. I'm afraid you feel sorry for the people. Help them here. I don't need your help, sister. I am not... I don't want to click 4 if it means she doesn't join me. I want to make this clear. I'm going to, as I was saying before, there's going to be just a weird point for her where she just likes her. And therefore she acts differently with Leliana than she does with anyone else. It's like a weird black cat golden retriever. But not really kind of relationship. It's like everything that Leliana wants or needs. Like Amara's all the red flags packaged up for her. And it's going to happen whether she likes it or not. But Amara is going to be like, for some reason, I really like this lady. And for all, like, obviously just lusting over her than anything else. Rather than liking them for anything other than that. Because she doesn't like humans, why would she? So, very well, I will not turn away help when it is offered. And then everyone in the party goes, what?
Perhaps your skull was cracked worse than Mother thought.
Thank you. I appreciate being given this chance. I will not let you down.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Alright. With that in mind, I'm going to save my approvals with Leliana and keep her out of my party. Thank you. See you later. I'll see you back. Where? Oh, yep, let's grab these soldiers. Give. Well, I can take that, can't I? Yeah. Because that will just go on top. You, sir, let me sell to you.
You're gonna make more trouble? We've about all we can stand in Lothering now.
I'm not here. What if I am? Please, sir, let me sell to you.
If keeping you drunk makes you calm and happy, drinks are on the house.
Oh, thank
right
you.
Then, name's Denal. Sorry I can't chat much. As you see, we've a full house.
Can I sell to you, please? Have you heard any rumours?
I hear news from Dinnerham that Tyrn Loghain has been declared the new regent. It makes sense, his daughter being the queen. Anything else I can get you?
Do you have any other rumours?
There's knights from Redcliffe spread all over Ferelden on some kind of mission, but I hear that they're starting to become rarefied. Maybe they all went back to Redcliffe. More likely they got tired of searching for something that can't be found and abandoned their search. I wonder what Earl Eamon is going to do without any knights. Anything else I can get you?
I don't suppose you have any rooms?
Look around. People are sleeping on the floors and in the attic. That's how many rooms I don't have.
Who were those men I fought exactly?
When Tyrn Loghain marched by, he left those fellas behind to look for Grey Wardens. I suppose that's you.
Of course not. You'll keep that to yourself, thank you.
I have no qualm with you, whatever the Tyrn says. My grandfather served. Your secret's safe with me. What can I get you then?
I just want to sell my stuff. I thought I could sell to you.
What can I get you then?
Oh my good gracious. Is there someone in here I can sell? I think there is up here. You? Someone, please?
Sorry, I don't know any songs from the Dales. I just play what the innkeep asks.
Please, I must continue.
I brought my family to Lothering because...
Please. Someone? You? Can I sell to you?
I heard what you did.
Yes!
To the merchant. Got what he deserved. Because I still don't have food to sell.
That's fine. Show me what you've got. Alright. I'll pause and I will... Wait, does he have a backpack? Where would I find... Usually they're in here, aren't they? No backpacks? Too bad. Anyway. I'm going to just sort out my selling and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. And what I wanted to do quickly before I finished up was I got an additional amulet. I bought an amulet because it sounds really good. Better than the Warden's Oath. I don't want the 2 Constitution instead. This amulet reduces hostility and has a 10+ physical resistance, which I think would be good for Amara being an archer. I know I can change to my daggers. I know I could be doing that a lot. I get that. I have not yet in this episode. So it goes. I might do it later. But I am trying to make her as much as a archer as possible. But nonetheless, so yeah, so it reduces hostility and has a plus 10 physical resistance. The pendant of this amulet is broken, the bottom cleaved away by some great blade. Scratched into the back, an inscription reads, "They'll never see me coming." So yeah, so we're equipping that, goodness gracious. But anyway, I now have space in my inventory. So let's, what are you going to ask of me? Are you the trap guy? I don't think you are.
You're here about food. Take it up with that bleeding runt by the chantry. I got other gear to sell.
Know of any well-paying work in Lothering?
Check the chanter's board by the chantry. There's good jobs there. No, don't suppose you know anything about poison.
Oh, do I? She wouldn't help them anyway. So I'm just gonna say farewell. Because I'm not worried about these types of quests. They're gonna go anyway. I don't feel like I've done them before, and unlike the boards and stuff like that where they don't have much influence on the story, I know these ones don't too. It's almost like it's like tutorializing, like the poison making and the trap making and the health stuff and everything else like that. I'm probably just going to skip past these ones because I'm not interested. So it goes. It's just how I am. However, back here, Blackstone liaison.
As I live and breathe, you're the Grey Warden everyone's been talking about.
You betcha. Is there something I can do for you?
I represent the Blackstone Irregulars. We're a mercenary company that fell on hard times after the war with Orlais. I'm sure you know that times are getting worse every day. With your help, the Irregulars could be of use to Ferelden once more.
Why should I help you?
The Blackstone Irregulars fought alongside the King's army against Orlais. We've helped nobles defend their land and given our service to people in need for generations. Our current captain, Raelnor, is an honorable man who sees that we can do some good in Ferelden once more. He is so confident in our mission that he trusted the Grey Wardens would support us.
How can I be of service?
Our leaders thought you might be willing to help. Each of our posts in Ferelden will contain letters addressed to you. Unlike most who work with us, you're getting letters straight from Raelnor and Tauran, our leaders. I hope this tells you how highly the Irregulars regard the Grey Wardens.
I'll take a look.
Thank you. When you've completed a mission, just return to me or any of our members stationed at an Irregulars post. We'll make sure your efforts are rewarded. Maker's blessings light your path.
Gracias. New Codist. Letter from the Irregulars. Cool. Alright. Nice. Now we're going to go and get all the things that I need to collect because I couldn't pick them up before, so let's go.
See the new recruiters out.
I'd keep your voice down if I were you. They're pressing anyone who can hold a sword into service.
Terran wants a new army, but is it to fight them Darkspawn or those nobles shouting against them?
I've no idea, but I'm sure not about to raise my hand if you catch my meaning. Not after what happened down south.
I would listen to them all day if I could. Right, give me those fire arrows. I will use those. I'm actually going to... Oh my gosh, I forget I can't jump.
Some fellow in the tavern said...
I'm going to equip them right now so that they're out of my inventory. Thank you. As I mentioned... Oh! Dialogue?
Stop looking at me, mongrel. I have nothing you want.
Oh my god. Leave Elganon alone.
Why do you keep staring at me so, you flea-ridden beast? Can you not tell when you are not wanted? I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden domesticated wolves.
Oh.
And he persists. Maddening!
You obviously care, Morrigan, otherwise you wouldn't say anything. Alright, give. Give. More things to sell. Give, give, give. I was able to collect that.
One will feast on your living hearts. They will take your children.
You keep doing you, Doomsayer. You keep doing you. Alright, let's quickly grab these things, shall we? There was something behind here, right? Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Give. Oh, I could make Leliana... Oh, that's right, I can't go in there yet. I could make Leliana love me by just giving her lots of gifts. I could just do that instead. Force her to love me with gifts. Everything else I do she hates, except that could work. She's in my part. Well, not in my party, but she's a companion of mine. So I wonder if that's the way to go. To keep her on my side, is I'll just give her so many gifts that she falls in love with me, but she hates every single choice
so
I make.
I take it you did not enjoy your Templar training?
That's directed at me, I take it.
Do you see any others about who have failed at their religious instruction?
I didn't fail. I was recruited into the Grey Wardens.
And if you had not been recruited, what would have happened instead?
I would have turned into a drooling lunatic, slaughtered the Grand Cleric, and run through the streets of Denham in my small clothes, I guess.
Your self-awareness does you credit.
I thought you'd like
that. What was I going to say? I don't want to say I was interrupted. I should have known that was going to happen because of the bridge. I've already talked about the bridge, so we know. Bridge dialogue, that was my fault. What was I saying? I don't remember. That's right. Gifts and gifts and gifts to Leliana. That's how I get on her side. She'll hate everything. The rival, that's what I was going to say. Dragon Age 2, where you can actually have rival mances. Was thinking about that this morning, actually. Because, again, all my brain goes to with these games is who am I going to romance and how. And I think it would be a lot of fun to do a rivalmance with Anders, but I will get into that when we get to Dragon Age 2. Let's just put it that way. Those are... So I reckon she's looking for healings and he's looking for traps. And I'm not interested in either of those tutorials. So sorry, Allison and the other guy. It ain't gonna happen. Please... Well,
Just
you know
how
what? If you're
smart
not...
Mabari's supposed to be, anyway. Do you think they understand everything we say? Oh, is that so? You could just be listening to the tone of my voice. You could be an utter moron for all we know.
Yeah, you tell me.
Hey, now. There's nothing saying that a moron can't be cute and adorable. Who's a cute and adorable puppy? Ignorance is bliss, isn't it? That's what the Chantry kept telling me anyhow.
Wow, that took a turn. Ignorance is bliss. That's what the Chantry used to tell me. Nice. Oh my gosh. The blanks that I get the second I start talking to people, let me tell you. But yeah, no, what I was going to say is, if you're annoyed about the fact that I'm not doing the healies, the poisons, and the trap making ones, I'm just not interested in doing the tutorial stuff, to be honest. I don't think it gives any, it doesn't elevate the story analysis that I'm trying to do. Let's put it that way. That, hey, everyone's allowed an opinion. If you think it's absolutely crucial to do those, go your hardest in the comments. I don't mind. But otherwise, not for me. I'm assuming there's a chicken coops and not small houses. Pile of filth, please. Thank you. Nice. More things to sell before I finish up my little playthrough here. Do I meet Sten today, or do I... Yeah, stop it. We'll go meet Sten. But first...
How dare you accuse me of thievery? I saw you take the supplies from my car. Your grassland eyes are inept. A chastened would never stoop to petty theft. You marsh folk are all thieves and liars.
Whoa.
Enough! People here are already desperate and frightened. They don't need you two coming to blows.
But what about my food?
I said enough!
You tell him. Hey, Redhead Templar, got something to say? Do you have anything to say, sir? Oh.
What do you wish of me?
No, nothing. Not right now.
That marshman stole from me, I know it!
I thought I could talk to you. Oh, well, excuse me, sir. Alright, can I talk to the Chastened?
You do not seem a refugee.
The carnage we left in the wilds was horrifying.
Oh, it's horrifying! Alright, well, actually what I want to meet is Sten. Oh! We're saving. Important plot point. Hello, sir.
You aren't one of my captors.
Nope.
I have nothing to say that would amuse you, elf. Leave me in peace.
What are you? I think is what she would say. She would have no idea what Sten is. Well, maybe the dalish do know about the Canary. Maybe they're not so, unknown as I'm thinking that they might be at this point. But anyway, I'd say that Amara doesn't know what a Canary is. What are you?
A prisoner.
No.
I'm in a cage, am I not? I've been placed here by the Chantry. I am Sten of the Beresad, the vanguard of the Kunari peoples.
Kunari?
If you haven't heard of us, that is your own shortcoming. Though it matters little now. I will die soon enough.
This is a proud and powerful creature, trapped as prey for the Darkspawn. If you cannot see a use for him, I suggest releasing him for mercy's sake alone.
Mercy? I wouldn't have expected that from you.
I would also suggest that Alistair take his place in the cage.
Yes, that's what I would have expected.
I suggest you leave me to my fate.
I think the writing in these games is so good. Just the natural feel of banter between the characters is just amazing. I love it so much. I find myself in need of skilled help. What did you do to end up in here? I could give you some food and water. I could end it for you now if you prefer. What did you do to end up in here?
I have been convicted of murder. Have the villagers not spoken of this?
No, not to me. Who did you murder?
The people of a farmhold. 8 humans, in addition to the children.
Once again, disclaimer, Amara and I are two separate people. Amara is the character of which I am playing and role-playing as. She doesn't like humans. She's already told a child to beat it. Me, I care for people, and I would help a child in need. Amara, in this instance, would be like, what? You killed some people? Get on the team. Sick, let's go. I think. But yeah, disclaimer. That's how she would think, not me. I would be like, that's horrible. How dare you do that? For Amara, however, she's like, well, green tick. I love killing humans. Capturing you must have been difficult. How long have you been here? Are you guilty? That's horrible. Are you interested in seeking atonement? She wouldn't say 1 or 2. Capturing you must have been difficult.
There is no difficulty in capturing prey that surrenders.
Are you guilty?
Are you asking if I feel guilt or if I'm responsible for the deed?
The second one.
However I feel, whatever I've done, my life is forfeit now.
Okay. How long have you been here?
20 days now. I shouldn't last much longer, another week at most.
That's a long time to live without food or water.
Compared to your kind, maybe.
Oh. I don't want to ask this question. I would like it to say something like, are you interested in, helping me out? Or something along the lines of that. I don't think she would say, are you interested in seeking atonement? Because why would she say that? She's an elf who hates humans. She's probably, are you interested in killing more humans? Let's pretend that's what it says.
Death will be my atonement.
So you would prefer to die?
I would prefer to die in battle, but my choices have been made.
You could help me defend the land against the Blight. Would the revered mother let you free? I am on a quest of great importance. What do you care, so long as you're free? You could help me defend the land against the Blight.
The Blight? Are you a Grey Warden, then?
See. Yes, I am.
Surprising. My people have heard legends of the Grey Warden's strength and skill. Though I suppose not every legend is true.
I wish there was a different answer here, which was like, I'll show you skill. I wish you could pick the lock as a rogue. I wish that's how you could show skill of picking the lock and letting him out, but I guess not. Because I want Sten in the party, of course I'm going to say, would the revered mother let you free?
Perhaps if you told her the Grey Wardens need my assistance, it seems as likely to bring my death as waiting here.
I'll leave you for now.
Farewell, then.
A penitent man left to be torn to pieces by Darkspawn. 'Tis a fine example of the Chantry's mercy, is it not?
Nice. Okay, and with that being said, I think we're going to transition over to reading time. I think it's a good spot to stop. Can I do it? Are you kidding me? Well, of course we're gonna pick the lock of the cage and not talk to the revered mother. Are you kidding me? This is exactly what I wanted to do. Get out.
So it is done. I will follow you into battle. In doing so, I shall find my atonement.
Sick! I guess that will do. And what if I don't lead you to your atonement? And if you annoy me and I decide to kill you, thank you, Stan. Glad to have you with us. I don't want your help. You're free to go. And if you annoy me and I decide to kill you?
You can try. May we proceed? I am eager to be elsewhere.
Sick. Cool. Yes. Straighten my team. Sorry, Alistair.
Oh, blast it.
I actually would like nothing more than to have Morrigan. Sten.
Yes.
And, and Elganon, please. Except, this is my crew! And, I am going to quickly put some armor on you, Sten. Nice, cool. Alright, you are now dressed and have a sword. With all that being said and done, how cool is that? Can I do anything with the cage? Oh, I'll just close it as if nothing ever happened and you jumped through the window, because that could have probably also worked. How big is that gap, sir? You could have crawled out to me. Anyway, with that being said and done, I didn't realize I could unlock the cage. Who needs to talk to the revered mother when you could just pick the lock like Amara would to get Sten out of that cage? I wonder, without me knowing I could have done that, let's pretend I never asked about the revered mother. Of course she asked it, well, and as I said, let's pretend she didn't say, are you seeking atonement? Are you seeking to kill more humans? But yeah, anyway, neither here nor there. We've got Sten in the party, and I'm really interested. I don't usually have Sten in my party. Usually it ends up being a party like Alistair, Wynne, and like Leliana or something like that, because then you get like your rogue. Because usually I've only ever played a mage or a warrior in Dragon Age Origins, so I've never had a rogue in the party. So I'd always have Leliana in the party to have a rogue. I always had Alistair from a romance perspective and Wynne from a healing perspective. So I'm actually interested in knowing how this playthrough will go because of the choices my character will make and what that means from the interactions with the different characters as well. So I'm probably going to try out having, you know, Morrigan, Sten and Elganon for a bit. Or maybe I'll have other ones, you know, actually mix it up a little bit more than what I would usually do. I think it'll be really fun. And I'll get to hear a little bit more banter that I don't think I've ever experienced before. So that's really exciting for me. It'll be almost like a first time playthrough, but not. But anyway, now we're going to move on to reading time and read the codexes we've got. We've got a lot of codexes in this, so this is going to take some time. But I absolutely love diving deep into the codexes and seeing all the effort that has been made into creating the lore that is Dragon Age. And as Sir Donnell, I believe it was, earlier in this episode said, you know, there is so much lore in the books, so let's read them damn books. Alrighty, so what have we got here? I don't think there's been any updates to any of our quests. So here we go. Magic and religion. The Maker. There was no word for heaven or for earth, for ski. I can read. I promise you, I can read. There was no word for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky, all that existed was silence. Then the voice of the Maker rang out the first word, and his word became all that might be. Dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities, and from it made his firstborn. And he said to them, in my image I forge you, to you I give dominion, over all that exists, by your will may all things be. Then in the centre of heaven he called forth a city with towers of gold, streets with music for cobblestones, and banners which flew without wind. There he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. The children of the Maker gathered before his golden throne, and sang hymns of praise unending, but their songs were the songs of the cobblestones. They shone with the golden light. Reflected from the Maker's throne, they held forth the banners that flew on their own. And the voice of the Maker shook the fade, saying, in my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists. By your will all things are done. Yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. And he knew he had wrought amiss. So the Maker turned from his firstborn, and took from the fade a measure of its living flesh, and placed it apart from the spirits, and spoke to it, saying, here I decree opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. And my will alone is balanced, sundered, and the world given new life. And no longer was it formless, ever-changing, but held fast, immutable, with words for heaven and for earth, sea and sky. At last did the Maker from the living world make men immutable, as the substance of the earth, with souls made of dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. Then the Maker said, to you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. From the fade I crafted you, and to the fade you shall return, each night in dreams, that you may always remember me. And then the Maker sealed the gates of the golden city, and there he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. Threnodies 5:1-8. I imagine that's chapter 5, verses 1-8, if it's kind of like the Bible. This is really interesting. So with the whole lore drops in Inquisition and in the Veilguard, it became this theory that people had that because of the whole the Maker created the veil and all those types of things, that the Maker that history is referring to is actually Solas, because we know that Solas created the veil and to separate the Fade and people in the real world, turning off immortality for the elves, but also trapping the Evanuris in the Black City. It's interesting to read this and thinking, hey, is this Solas? Because, it even says in here as well, like when we go through here, it's talking about, and he knew that he had wrought amiss, so the Maker turned from his firstborn and took from the Fade a measure of its living flesh and placed it apart from the spirits. Because we know that the Evanuris were spirits, and they looked upon the world and they wanted to be physically in it. Now, what I find interesting in that is that assumes that there were living beings prior to them becoming living beings and becoming the first elves, pretty much, or becoming elves. So it kind of questions the whole, is Solas the Maker or not? And I think, again, it's about how history is written, and that's one of the major things that I really like about the Dragon Age series, is that it's all about, you start really questioning what's written and what's in history because of the lore drops that are made. So it's kind of like, well, was there actually a Maker, or is the Maker a conceptualization of many different things that happened? Like is Solas, because of what he did to create the veil and separate the Fade from Thedas, or real life, or separating those two things, does that mean that he's the Maker because he did that? Did the Golden City actually exist until he trapped the Evanuris into it, turning it into the Black City because of the Blight? Was that what happened? Did that all exist still? And was because, before the veil was created, the way that the Earth was, the way that Thedas was at the time, it was this beautiful land where elves could live forever and a day and everything else like that. There's all these questions that come up, and so you start thinking, did the Golden City actually exist in that respect then? And was the Maker just some revered member, like not necessarily of the Pantheon, but this revered elf or something like that, like you start asking these types of questions, and maybe the questions are actually in the codexes and I've completely forgotten. There's a lot of different codexes, but it's really interesting to start thinking that way when we start reading something like this, and you start going, well, people have this theory that maybe the Maker is Solas because of that, and people have theories that Andraste is one of the people that took on the spirit of Mythal when Mythal passed, which is also an interesting thing to think about, but we'll get into that when we read a little bit more of the codexes, I think, because I'm sure it will come up. The Imperial Chantry. There are those who would tell you that the Chantry is the same everywhere as it is here, that the Divine in Val Royeaux reigns supreme in the eyes of the Maker, and that this fact is unquestioned throughout Thedas. Do not believe it. The Maker's second commandment, magic must serve man, not rule over him, never held the same meaning within the ancient Tevinter Imperium as it did elsewhere. The Chantry there interpreted the rule as meaning that mages should never control the minds of other men, and that otherwise their magic should benefit the rulers of men as much as possible. When the clerics of Tevinter altered the chant of light to reflect this interpretation of the commandment, the Divine in Val Royeaux ordered the clerics to revert to the original chant. They refused, claiming corruption within Val Royeaux, an argument that grew until 487 Towers. The Chantry, or the 87th year of the Towers Age, the Chantry in Tevinter elected its own legitimate and uncorrupted Divine Valhall, who was not only male, but also happened to be one of the most prominent members of the Tevinter Circle of the Magi. This black divine was reviled outside Tevinter, his existence an offence to the Chantry in Val Royeaux. After 4 exalted marches to dislodge these rebels, all that the Chantry in Val Royeaux accomplished was to cement the separation. While most aspects of the Imperial Chantry's teachings are the same, prohibitions against magic have been weakened, and male priests have become more prevalent. The Circle of Magi today rules Tevinter directly. Ever since the Archon Namarin was elected in 734 Storm, directly from the ranks of the enchanters, to great applause from the public. He dispensed with the old rules, forbidding mages from taking part in politics. Within a century, the true rulers within the various imperial houses, the mages, took their place openly within the government. The Imperial Divine is now always drawn from the ranks of the First Enchanters and operates as Divine and Grand Enchanter both. This is utter heresy to any member of the Chantry outside of Devinter, a return to the days of the Magisters which brought the blights down upon us. Yes and no, but it exists, and even though we have the Devinter Imperium to the mercies of the... But it exists, even though we have left the Devinter Imperium to the mercies of the Dread Canary, still they have endured. Further confrontation between the Black Divine and our so-called White Divine is inevitable. From the Edicts of the Black Divine by Father David Carinus, 811 Blessed. It's interesting because we learn about Carinus in Inquisition. But he's referenced by Dorian. I think, if I'm remembering that right. I shouldn't say or react when I say, a return to the days of the Magisters which brought the blights down upon us. They did bring the blight down upon them, yes, but the blight did exist before them as well, because the blight was in the Black City and they just opened the door and let out a smidge, as we find out in the Veilguard. But then it also did exist before them too, because the Evanurist created it. Well, I should say Solas and Mythal created it. Big lore drop bomb there, let me tell you. The Sacred Ashes of Andraste. Only one person witnessed Mafarath's betrayal, Harvard of Aegis. A childhood friend of Mafarath, he accompanied his chief to the meeting with the Devinters, not realizing what was planned. When he understood that Mafarath was giving Andraste over to be executed, Havard, unwilling to draw swords against his friend and liege, placed himself between Andraste and the Devinter soldiers. The Devinters struck him down and Mafarath left him for dead. Gravely wounded, Havard, I think we didn't read it in the context of this urn of Sacred Ashes, but we did learn about this through the shield that we've got. Anyway, gravely wounded, Havard made his way to the gates of Minrathous to stop the execution. When he reached it, the terrible deed was already done. The armies on the plains, long since dispersed. Havard, cursing his weakness, gathered the earthly remains of Andraste that had been left to the wind and rain, and wept. When his fingers touched the pile of ash, his ears filled with song, and he saw before him a vision of Andraste dressed in cloth made of starlight. She knelt at his side, saying, "The Maker shall never forget you so long as I remember." That's a really interesting line there, because in all other instances where this would happen in Thedas, you would think that it was a spirit or a demon doing this. Keep that in mind, I guess. Maybe that was a spirit coming down in the shape of Andraste. I'm like even thinking about like Inquisition when you go into the Fade and the Divine is there but isn't there because the Divine is dead, but it's a spirit that's taken on the Divine's look and feel. Anyway, the song faded and the vision with it, and Havard was alone, but his wounds were healed. With new strength, Havard took up the ashes of Our Lady and bore them back to the lands of the Alamari. Fearing that Mafarath's supporters would defile them, Havard took the ashes of Andraste to a secluded place high in the mountains, and there he carved from the living rock an urn to hold them. Time passed, and the whereabouts of the urn faded from memory. Perhaps it was the Maker's will that only the most worthy should find his beloved's final resting place. Now we have only the legends, such as that of the Chevalier Lothering, who quested to find the urn to save his dying daughter, and either found it in time to cure her or returned 100 years after her death. The ballads end less than certain on that point. From Thedas, Myths and Legends by Brother Genitivi. Now I'm just gonna cycle my way up to the top. Is there more? No. Okay, so that was the last one. Cool. Because that's the thing, is because it's a scrolling one, you don't know if there's any left, and I don't want to like reread anything. I'm sure I will because of that nature of the codex being like this, but I'll try not to. But it looks like we've read everything in Magic and Religion that is new. So culture and history. The Chastened. The Chastened Wilders have lived in the Kokari Wilds since the first wars with the Alamari drove... I did this last time when I was reading codexes in the last episode, where you read but you don't really read. You're like talking but you're not letting it go in. Let me start the paragraph again. The Chastened Wilders have lived in the Kokari Wilds since the first wars with the Alamari drove them southward a millennium ago. According to their own lore, they had always been a forest-dwelling people that adapted quickly to their new home. Game and fish are plentiful in the wetlands, and the Chastened thrived. For a time, they and the hill-dwelling Avars were true threats to the northern lowlands. The Tevinter Imperium had arrived and was hard-pressed to keep back the waves of invasions from the south and the west. The fortress of Ostagar was built specifically to watch for the chastened hordes, venturing north of the tree line. It was not until the legendary warrior Haftus soundly defeated the chastened in the first half of the Divine Age that the question of their ability to contest the lowlands was settled permanently. Today, the chastened are considered largely peaceful, though their ways are still primitive compared to our own. In the Kakari wilds, they live in strange-looking huts built on stilts or even built into the great treetops. They paint their faces and are split into small tribes ruled by shamans like those amongst the Avars. There are many tales of these shamans having learned their magic from the witches of the wilds, witches that inspire as much terror as they do awe and gratitude, even if there is no definitive proof they exist. In particular, the tale of Flemeth, the greatest witch of the wilds, is celebrated amongst all tribes. While there is no way to know how many there are in the wilds today, a few travellers that pass through the forest tell of chastened eking out an existence even in the frozen wastelands of the far south. One can assume that should the chastened ever organise themselves once more, we might have reason to fear them here in Ferelden. We ignore them at our peril. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Are the chastened the one that we see in the DLC in the Jaws of Hakon? Or is that the Avar? Am I getting myself confused? Because reading and listening to myself, reading the paragraph about like the paint on their faces and the shamans makes me think of Jaws of Hakon, but I can't remember if that was the Avar or the chastened. I guess we'll find out when we get to that point, or someone will let me know in the comments. I don't mind if I've gotten that wrong. Is there anything more in culture and history? Yes, there is. So this is the point where when we start scrolling, I'm not going to know if it's new or not. So hopefully I have a good enough memory to know what I haven't read. I have a feeling, I know I picked up a codex on chapter 1, The Blight, so that might be it. I'm assuming I've read about the Grey Wardens. Maybe. I surely would have. Yes, no, I have read about the Grey Wardens because that's when I made a comment about the stuff. Oh, maybe I didn't. Had I not read? Oh dear. Oh, would it be Lothering? That I hadn't read? But I definitely picked up something about the... Oh yeah, that would have been books and songs. That's confusing. Maybe this is what I picked up and I haven't read. I will read it. But please let me know in the comments which one is actually the one that I haven't read, and I'll make sure to read it at the beginning of the next episode. Otherwise, I will continue on. Lothering. In ancient times, Lothering was little more than a trading post that served the fortress of Ostagar to the north. To the south! Nowadays, it is larger, serving Redcliffe and the community of merchants and surface dwarves near Orzammar. Its location on the North Road gives it strategic value, so control of Lothering has historically been a matter of contention between the southern Benorn and the South Reach Arling. King Callan had himself stepped in and awarded the town to the South Reach in the Exalted Age, which has largely ended the feud, or at least the appearance of it, from In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. I think that might be the one that I haven't read, but as I said, if you know which one I definitely haven't read, and it wasn't that one, please let me know. Characters. Queen Honora. We have been given the gift of freedom by our forebears, let us not squander it. The only child of the war hero Lagain MacTier, Honora has never been one to stay quietly in the background. It is common knowledge that in the 5 years Honora and Kaelin held the throne together, she was the one wielding the power. She is held in much higher esteem than her husband by the people of Ferelden, nobility and commoners alike, and commands respect even of foreign nations, having once inspired Empress Selena Vorlay to declare Honora of Ferelden is a solitary rose among brambles. And that's why, on my first ever playthrough, I made Honora queen, because of course I did. Of course I did. It makes total sense to me. But anyway, and then other playthroughs I had King Alistair. Anyway, we'll see who I pick when I get there. Elganon! Oh, that's so funny to read that. It's my Mabari. My Mabari. Elganon. That is so funny. That is going to that confused me a little bit to see that in there. I was like, characters? Elganon? Who? My dog. The Mabari is clever enough to speak and wise enough to know not to. Ferelden proverb. Amara found this Mabari in the camp at Ostagar. His master was killed in the wilds, and Elganon fell ill from biting the Darkspawn in battle. Elganon seems to have chosen Amara as his new master now, seeking Amara out after the battle at Ostagar and warning of an impending Darkspawn attack. Oh, I love that I've called him Elganon. I love that. Al-Amin Gweren. Now, I'm pretty sure I've read this because I'm not very good at saying his name. Yes, I have read this. Yes, because it's such a backhanded compliment at the end. My Uncle Em is a man people think of when they think of him. So the added paragraph to this is he fell ill with a mysterious condition that even magic could not treat. Any more in characters? Yep, cool. Alright. It's probably going to be Sten? Oh, Leliana, of course. Hang on. Leliana. I don't think there was anything probably from Flemeth. Yeah, no. Leliana. In the cloister, away from the fuss and flurry of the cities, I found peace, and in that stillness I could hear the Maker. A lay sister of the Chantry who can beat the stuffing out of trained mercenaries would be notable enough, but one who also claims to have been sent to fight the Darkspawn by the Maker himself is unusual, to say the least. She joined Alistair and Amara in Lothering, insisting that she would prove useful. I'd be interested to know if you tell her, no, you don't need her help, if she joined your party or not, because that would be good to know. I just didn't want to risk it, because obviously I want her in my party, and I also want to romance her. So let's see. Okay, this has updated. So the first quote was there before, which was, it takes more than legends to win a battle. But the second one is now new, which is, understand this, I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone. So we've read the first paragraph. We've read the second paragraph. The third paragraph is, he then returned to Denerim and declared himself the regent to his daughter Queen Honora, demanding that Ferelden follow him against the Darkspawn, upsetting a great many of bands. Morrigan has not changed. Sten! Either you have an enviable memory or a pitiable life to know nothing of regret. Oh, I love that. Either you have an enviable memory or a pitiable life to know nothing of regret. The Northern Islands are remote, lush jungles that... Again, reading but not really reading. The Northern Islands are remote, lush jungles that harbour cities rumoured to be the most extraordinary ever built. These are the lands of the Kunari, lands that no foreign eyes ever see. Only the stories of the three exalted marches waged against the giants have reached the south. Only the stories of the three exalted marches waged against the giants have reached the south, until the arrival of Sten. The stoic giant in the cage was purely the strangest thing the people of the Lothering had ever seen, until the blight struck. Ban Tegan Gweren, the Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it. Younger brother to Al-Aeman of Redcliffe and uncle to King Caelan, Tegan holds the Banon of Rains... Whoa, my word, the words... holds the Banon of Rainsphere, a tiny province of Redcliffs squeezed between the Frostback Mountains and Lake Calenhad. Ban Tegan avoids the Denerim court except to go hunting with his nephew, and rarely makes himself heard at the lands meet, preferring to leave politics to his brother. I like how you can flirt with him when you get to Redcliffe, but obviously Amara's not going to do that. So, too bad, so sad. We've got no more for win. That's it. I should probably just take a bloody picture of the codexes as they are at this point so that I know which ones have updated or not. Anyway. Books and songs. Adventures of the Black Fox. Born Lord Remy Vascal in 863 Blessed. The Black Fox was a dashing thief and rogue who went on to inspire so many tales of his exploits that it is nearly impossible to determine today which are true and which are merely fabricated legend. Despite coming from nobility, he has become something of a hero of the common people. His initial exploits involved ridiculing the tyrannical and powerful lord of Valshevin. Wearing a mask, he would appear in public and disrupt the lord's plans to the point that the lord angrily put a huge bounty on the life of this cunning fox, the origin of the nickname which stuck. That the primary bounty hunter who took the job, Carolus, ended up becoming Remy's lifelong partner in crime, only after nearly killing him several times, is one of the most popular tales told in taverns today. The story is often exaggerated to make Remy appear initially buffoonish until Carolus becomes so furious at the Black Fox's inexplicable ability to survive that the cunning Remy gains the upper hand, which impresses Carolus so much that the bounty hunter joins him. Oh, that's cute. After years of terrorizing the Lord's men and foiling his tax collectors, a favourite pastime of Remy's according to the Orlesian commoners, Remy was supposedly betrayed by his lover Savannah de Montfort, in some versions of the tale a mage of the circle no less, and captured. After more than a year of torture, Remy was rescued from prison by his compatriots, including a repentant Savannah, and together they escaped Orlais. In this period of Remy's adventures, he appears almost everywhere in Thedas. As his legend grew, more innkeepers and merchants were happy to claim that the Black Fox had visited their village or establishment and performed some legendary feat. If the tales are to be believed, Remy led the Lord's men on a merry chase. He became embroiled in political intrigue in Navarra, was hunted by the crows of Antiva, and then kidnapped by a powerful mage in Tevinter. In each situation, Remy escaped death at the last moment, foiled the evildoer, and improved life for the poor and downtrodden. Then, inevitably, he rejoined his band of adventurers and moved on to the next land. His companions, Carolus and Savannah, the wise dwarf Bolek, and the tempestuous knight Sir Clementus, have each spawned their own individual legends over the years. The stories all agree that, at some point, the Black Fox disappeared. He and his fellow adventurers voyaged into the heart of the Arlathan forest, seeking the sunken city of the elves, and never returned. Many more are the tales that expand on what ultimately happened to them in that forest and postulate on how they could someday be rescued. From The Adventures of the Black Fox by Gaston Girault, 911 Dragon. That's really interesting. The whole time I was reading this, I was thinking, do I know anything about the Black Fox? Because it feels like there's like this little bell in the back of my head that's like, this is something, like there's like a little memory or something there. Now, I'm not suggesting that it's in the Veilguard, because it may not be. It was also making me think of the Thieves Guild in Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And the Grey Fox, I think that guy's called. My memory for that is terrible. But it also was making me think of that. But thinking about this, the reference to Arlathan Forest and the fact that we go to Arlathan Forest in the Veilguard has me thinking maybe it is something that I am thinking of back then. Anyway, whatever it may be. The First Blight, Chapter 1. Thedas is a land of fierce diversity, from the assassin princes of Antiva to the fated griffins of the Anderfels. But in my travels, I have found one tale that unites the people of this land. It is a story of pride and damnation. And although the telling differs, the essence of the tale remains the same. At the height of its power, the Tevinter Imperium stretched over much of Thedas, uniting the known world under the rule of the tyrannical Magisters. It is said that the old gods whom the Magisters worshipped gave them the knowledge of blood magic, and the Magisters used this forbidden power to cement their rule. The blood of elven slaves and humans alike ran down imperial altars to fuel Magister greed, the tales of their excesses so horrifying that one can only be grateful that blood magic is prohibited today. But all that stands tall must eventually fall. Perhaps they foresaw their ruin, or perhaps their pride knew no bounds, but whatever the reason, the Magisters dared to open a magical portal into the Golden City at the heart of the Fade. They sought to usurp the Maker's throne, long left unattended in the Golden City after the Maker turned his back on his creations. They would storm heaven itself with their power and become as gods. This is what the Chantry, in its oft-exercised tendency to understate, refers to as the second sin. According to most versions of the tale, the Magisters did indeed reach the Golden City and walked into the home of the Maker, where no living being before them had dared, or been able to tread. But humanity is not meant to walk in heaven. The Magisters were wicked with pride and other sins, and their presence tainted the Golden City. What was once a perfect holy citadel became a twisted home of darkness and nightmares. The Magisters were expelled back through the gateway and cursed for their treachery. As the Golden City had been tainted, so were the Magisters twisted and transformed into things of darkness, the very first of the Darkspawn. The Golden City, once a shining beacon at the heart of the Fade, became the Black City, a reminder of all that man's pride has cost. From the Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. So this has got me thinking, obviously, we know that the Black City was already a Black City. We already know the Blight was there, and that what happened was the Magisters got drawn in because of the Old Gods, because the dragons were probably communicating to these Magisters as a way almost to the Evanurus stuck in the Black City in the Fade. I wonder if part of the whole trapping them in the city, that Solas made it look like a golden city so that people would think that it was something nice to just leave alone, maybe? I don't know. That's more just a thought. Because, obviously the history in this would suggest that the Magisters did this thing and therefore they turned into Darkspawn and etc, etc, etc. Corypheus being one of them. But, was there truly a golden city at one point is my question. Or was it always just something that was always a Black City? And we know that when the Magisters got in there, all they did was just take on the Blight, and only a trickle of it came out at the time. But anyway, that finishes up our reading time. Oh no, we've still got something in. Hang on. Hold your horses. Let's get rid of all the controls. Whatever we've picked up. Nice. We have got a quest-related one, which is the letter from the Blackstone Irregulars, of course. Alright, let's read that. Letter from the Blackstone Irregulars. A letter written in careful script addressed to you. To the inimitable Grey Warden. Your deeds have spread since the tragedy of Ostagar, and I find myself in need of one such as you. I am Raelnor, captain of the venerable Blackstone Irregulars, and I hope to win your trust. The Irregulars have come on hard times since the war with Olay, but I have fought to improve their reputation. Gone are the days of my father's shady deals with unscrupulous nobles in Denerim. No, I have trained a guild filled with honourable men ready to fight for Ferelden, and I am proud to say that I have seen your own Grey Wardens as a sort of model. We are not perfect. My own son advocates a move back to the more lucrative way my father ran the guild, but we are steadfast. It is in this context that I ask for your help, and I promise we will reward you accordingly. Should you be willing, please find letters in this box and others like it all over the land and carry out the request therein. For this matter, consider requests from my son as if they came from myself. And thank you again from the bottom of my heart, whether you choose to assist us or not. You're doing the Maker's work, Warden, and I am honoured to work with you. Raelnor. This letter is marked with the seal of the Blackstone Irregulars. Was there anything else? Signs of the chase... Yes, no, that's Rigby's Field Journey. Yeah. No, we've read that. Cool. That completes reading time. That finish is... Oh, isn't that a cute little shot of them? Of Amara looking at Elganon. How cute. There you go. But yes, no. So that finishes episode 5. With a lot of reading time, a lot of codexes, and yeah, the codex is going to be difficult when it gets to a point where you're trying to figure out what you have and haven't read because of the whole scrolling situation. So it goes. So I think Lothering was the codex entry I hadn't read yet. So yeah, I've read that out now, but if there was another one that I've missed, or I went over and didn't realise that I hadn't read it yet, just let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to note that down and read it first up in the next episode. But nonetheless, this has been a really fun episode. We've got Elganon now. You now know what I was going to name the dog, the Mabari I should say, and I love the fact that my Mabari is called Elganon. It just solidifies the fact that Amara is Solas's worst nightmare, which is really fun to play in. We've had some interesting choices and interesting things that have happened because of our choices, like losing the first merchant. I've actually been really surprised with Alistair in the group at the time, how I didn't actually get any disapproval from him after being like rude and not helping people, which I found quite interesting. And I don't know whether or not, again, it's because he is a follower, not a leader, and unless you like really directly mean to him or mean to others. Maybe that will be the change, I don't know. But we've also got Sten, we have gotten Leliana. There were a couple of choices there that I don't think are necessarily things that Amara would say or choices that Amara would make, but we do it to get the companions and we do it to get the codexes and we ask the questions. So it goes. But yes, anyway, so what you can look forward to in the next episode really is finishing up Lothering and getting all these little bits and pieces done. We'll get the bandits done in the area. We'll kill some of the spiders. I think that's another one that comes up. And then obviously we'll need to deal with the members of the community that aren't happy about the fact that I think they're unhappy about Sten. I don't know. They're unhappy about something. But I'm sure, or they know that I'm a Grey Warden and so they want to get the bounty off me, of course, something like that. But yeah, so we'll do all of that. Hopefully we can close off Lothering in the next episode and get to the party camp for the first time too and have some really good conversations with our companions. So that's what's to look forward to in the next episode. And I guess where we will be heading to first, if we get to that point in the next episode, is probably going to be the Circle of Magi, just to get wind, to be completely honest. Either that or Redcliffe. They are usually the two places that I would start off first. I think Amara would probably go to the Brazilian Forest first to go check out the Dalish, but I don't want... Knowing that the Brazilian Forest doesn't get me a companion and is a bit more of a tricky... Well, it's not really tricky, but... I'm more drawn to either the Circle of Magi or Redcliffe as a starting point. So we'll see what happens and see how I feel about where I go to first. And of course, there are a couple of those DLCs like Shales and so forth that we can also explore. But that finishes it off and that wraps it up. So thank you so much for watching this episode 5 and everything that's come along. I hope you've had fun with it as much as I have. Some of those codex entries were really interesting. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on like the Maker's part and if you believe in that theory about Solas also being the Maker. I'm curious about that. I don't really... I'm sitting on the fence with it, to be honest. I don't know which way I fall and how I feel about that theory. And Andraste being being one of the Alamari people with... with the spirit of Mythal within her it's an interesting concept. So I'd be really interested to hear what other people have to say about that theory. But yeah, no, thank you so much for watching and and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to keep up with the rest of the episodes that I'm doing, remember to subscribe, ring the bell if you're interested to be notified, like the video. It's really cool to see people liking the videos so far, so thank you so much. And yeah, I look forward to continuing to ignite the story together. Thank you so much. Bye.